He is a political strategist, confidant to President Donald J. Trump, and overall just a legend of a human being. I'm talking about Mr. Roger Stone. Roger, welcome back to Mark My Words. How are you, my friend?
Mark, my favorite Hungarian. I'm really grateful to be back on with you.
Roger, it's always an honor to have you on. But listen, I mean, the Democrats are obsessed with you, Roger. And you texted me this article earlier this week in the Gateway Pundit, exclusive. Roger Stone's fires back at the January 6th committee's smear. Tell our listeners about your op-ed.
Well, I mean, for 2 weeks, the Democrats hyped this idea that their hearing this past Tuesday was going to produce proof that Roger Stone was the link between the Trump White House and extremist groups who attacked the White House. And the problem is that is unfortunately not even remotely true, that any claim, assertion, or even implication that I knew in advance about, was involved in any way in, or condoned any illegal act at the Capitol on January 6th is just false. And there is no text message, no email, no phone call, no witness, no documentary film footage that will prove otherwise. It's witch hunt 3.0. And they had their hearing, and it was a dud. They proved no such evidence. They did play a bite of a speech that I gave at a legally permitted rally on the 5th, in which I said that I believe that the struggle that the country was facing was between dark and light. It was between good and evil, between the godly and the godless. And if we lose, America will step off into 1,000 years of darkness. Mark, that's constitutionally protected free speech. Nothing in there advocates violence or lawlessness or insurrection. So look, at this juncture in my life, I'm clickbait. After the hearing, they then play this Jamie Raskin, congressman from Maryland. He plays the Adam Schiff game. Oh, evidence exists. We just didn't have time to show it. No evidence exists. It's just more harassment.
And Roger, that's why I want to let all the listeners know, StoneDefenseFund.com, StoneDefenseFund.com. Both Roger and his wonderful wife, Nydia, could certainly use the help because, Roger, it's unbelievable, and you write about this in your op-ed, that you've had to contend with over 17 baseless, groundless, substantiated harassment civil lawsuits against you. 17.
No,
I mean, it's remarkable.
No, they're lawsuits filed by crackpots, nut jobs, liberals, Democrats. Oh, wait a minute, Mark, I'm being redundant. I mean, this is an abuse of our legal system. Not one of these lawsuits has merit. Not one of them is accurate. They're all highly sensationalized. And then, of course, I got a subpoena from the January 6th committee. I fulfilled my obligations under the subpoena. I appeared in Washington, and I invoked my Fifth Amendment right not to answer questions. Not because I've done anything wrong, not because I have anything to hide, but I have firsthand experience with the House Democrats' ability to take innocuous, immaterial, irrelevant statements you make and twist them into a crime. It's called a perjury trap. So there is not a month in which my legal fees to defend myself and my wife's medical costs, because as you know, thanks to the healing power of Jesus Christ, she is recovering from stage 4 cancer. But there is not a month in which those costs combined with very basic living expenses. No, Daily Beast, we do not live a lavish lifestyle. But there's not a month in which those costs are not greater than what I make working as hard as I can. So I'm a target of the hysterical left. I think it's bloodlust born from the fact that I escaped the deadly snare set for me by Robert Mueller and Adam Schiff. And nobody writes that on November 3rd, 2020, the Department of Justice, on the orders of a federal judge, was forced to release the last remaining redacted sections of Robert Mueller's secret report in which he admitted that he never had any evidence against me whatsoever regarding Russian collusion, WikiLeaks collaboration, or the phishing and publication of John Podesta's emails. So how can you be convicted of lying to Congress about Russian collusion that we now know definitively never took place and never existed? It's almost an impossibility, except in the District of Columbia.
Roger, if Roger Stone joins us live here on the phone, Roger, if lying to Congress resulted in prison term, then every single Democrat would be in prison. Roger, can I keep you on the line for another segment? Because I want to ask you about the midterm elections and your thoughts on some of these things. We're joined by Roger Stone. Please visit stonedefensefund.com. He is constantly being attacked from the left. Baseless. They're all baseless. They lose every single time. He's only guilty of being a friend, confidant, and supporter of Donald J. Trump. You're listening to Mark My Words here on AM 560 The Answer. We'll continue our conversation with Roger Stone coming up next. We'll be right back.